So pressing into the ground, pressing into the chair, letting yourself have a stretch, move however feels good for you, connect with your own bodies. And just notice, first of all, what's happening with your breath. So first of all, we're breathing 24/7. Some of this might be really familiar for you, some of this might be stuff you do every day, and for others it might be newer. But just noticing for yourself what's happening with your breath as it is. I'm aware that being up here, I'm breathing more shallowly, sign of stress, so consciously bringing it down, breathing as if from the belly, having that slightly longer exhalation to help calm the nervous system. So noticing for yourself what's happening naturally and how does it feel to consciously bring that breath down to have that slightly longer exhalation. So some people like to count, like maybe in for 1 and out for 2, or in for whatever breath ratio feels good for you. If you have activity trackers or heart rate monitors, you can check your pulse before and after as well. And can I have a show of hands, if possible, for who noticed initially that slightly shallow breath coming from the top of the lungs? Okay. And the middle of the lungs? And the lower lungs? Okay. And how did it feel to deepen that breath, to bring it down? Did anyone struggle with it? It's one of those things, because we're breathing 24/7, we don't normally think about it. It keeps us alive. Anytime we do anything consciously with the breath, we're changing everything. We're sending those signals of safety up to the brain. They then cascade down to the whole system. So it's a really simple thing to do, but we're humans, our minds wander, and the practice is to keep bringing it back to the breath, to keep noticing, oh yeah, it's raised a bit. So having that awareness of, okay, I'm deepening the breath, I'm having that slightly longer exhalation. In terms of burnout, we can often feel very overwhelmed. Shane Martin again was saying earlier about the woman who never had a spare minute for anything. And I know I do that. I fill my plate with way too many things to do. I delude myself. So this next breath is a spacious breath. So you could be on a crowded tube carriage with your nose up someone's armpit, or you could be in an empty train carriage and still feel cramped and ill at ease. But we can make a big difference in the way we perceive things, with the way we talk to ourselves about it. So inhaling, exhaling, but pausing at the top and pausing at the bottom. So you're just creating a little space. So inhale, pause, and exhale, pause. And also all our breath rates are going to be different, obviously. It gives that little bit more to concentrate on, to come back to the breath. And I'm also really aware this is going to be easier for you to practice at home rather than having instructions at the same time. So if you want to take just a moment to quickly make a note of how that was for you, you don't have to. We can go straight into a little bit of chair yoga. So imagining your nose is a pencil and you're making a circle on a board in front of you. So inhaling for half the circle, exhaling for half the circle. I'm all wired up, this is hilarious. I hadn't kind of... So, and then the opposite way, just coordinating the movement with the breath as much as possible. And then imagining the shoulders are earrings, so inhaling, tensing, exhaling, releasing. I'm hoping I'm not messing with the wiring too much. Inhaling, tensing, exhaling, releasing. A few more times in time with your own breath. Just noticing how that feels. So there are lots of different types of twists. Twists generally help with digestion if we're holding them for 3 minutes or longer. This is going to be a very minimal twist, but you'll still feel the benefits, and we're not going to hold it for 3 minutes because we don't have time. But sitting grounded, taking the left hand to the right knee and just bringing that right hand back and looking over the right shoulder and taking a few complete breaths here. Coming back to the centre, noticing if one side feels different to the other, and then probably with relief taking the twist to the other side, so right hand on the left knee, looking over that left shoulder. Again, taking a few complete breaths, noticing how it feels still to have that deeper breath, that slightly longer exhalation if possible. Coming back. So I'm aware that there isn't a huge amount of room. People in some of the rows will be able to do this. This was influenced by the Rothschild's work around trauma, but inhaling as you tense the thighs and exhaling as you release. This can be done under a table at work, it can be done at a dinner table at Christmas, or any time you're feeling stressed. Inhaling, tensing the thighs, exhaling, release. If you don't have room in this room right now, you can do it with your calves, but the idea is we're honouring the body's natural fight-flight impulse without punching anyone or running away inappropriately. So you can try it just inhaling, coming onto the tips of the toes, so you're tensing through the calf muscles, but you're going to get more benefits in terms of burning off those stress hormones by tensing the larger muscles of the thighs. And there's so much more I'd love to share, but I am aware of time, so I'm going to encourage you to just take like half a minute to make a few notes, and also take this time to move in whatever way feels good for you. It's such a... Like I saw someone earlier at breakfast, I think, or it might have been out of that window, just a little girl doing little jumping jacks in the street, not because she had to do exercise, but because we get socialised out of that natural movement. So really honour what feels good for you right now. Okay, so encouraging you to stand up if that feels good for you.